Welcome back to the Claremont Senior Center. I'm your host, Elizabeth DeRazio, and I'm joined by Brandy Blackinton of the Sullivan County Young Professionals, and we're going to hear from her about how the next generation of business people are going to be changing our community for the better. Brandy, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
So Sullivan County Young Professionals is a unique organization because it really is younger people in the professions of the area, really trying to make the world better. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Sure, absolutely. So the Sullivan County Young Professionals is really a committee that stemmed off from the Greater Claremont Chamber of Commerce. And I was a board member there for about 7 years, and we started this probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and it just did not really go anywhere. We did a couple of networking events. Once I stepped off the chamber, they asked if I would continue with the Sullivan County Young Professionals and try to bring it back. So absolutely, you know, I'm a young professional myself. I'm in the business community. And so I chose at that point to make that kind of a priority for me. So we've been in existence, really fully active for a little bit over a year now. August was our 1 year celebration anniversary. Yes, thank you. So we have a great group that meets on a monthly basis, and then we have committees. And those committees work on what our three main objectives are, which is to network, to educate, and for volunteerism. So we find that if we do all of those three things, we meet our mission. And so usually once a quarter, we'll have a networking event that happens at a local restaurant, a local pub, a place for young professionals to just get together and, you know, find out what's going on and just to have those networks. We have educational opportunities where we'll invite different speakers to come and talk to us about networking, to talk to us about resume writing, professionalism, things that young professionals just need that added benefit. And then volunteerism, we're coming upon the holiday season, so right now we're gearing up for all the volunteer opportunities that will be available.
And I think that's something that I remember when I first got into business when I was in my early 20s. It was difficult because you're going into established businesses and they know everybody, and and it's not a bad thing, but feeling how you can network through that maze, and there are skills you need, and it's not that you can't do it, but you got to learn how to do it. And young professionals organizations really help you, so even when you're networking in the greater community, you don't feel like you're alone.
Right. We find a lot of being that I was part of the chamber for so long, business after hours are a monthly occurrence around here. And we weren't seeing a lot of young professionals because they were nervous. They weren't sure what they should say, how to network. You saw the clumps of them together, and they really weren't doing what the focus was, which was to go out, meet new people, get a new business card from somebody. So we're actually working on that with them and you know, kind of having our own socials, our own networking to help them practice. So when it's time to go to a Chamber of Commerce business after hours, they've had some practice, they've had some guides, and hopefully they'll feel more comfortable.
And it's amazing, the younger set, I want to say that, what they're accomplishing in Claremont in particular. I mean, if you look at some of the development opportunities and who's in what positions, really, you guys have a lot of work you're doing right now. It's pretty amazing. You mentioned volunteerism. Do you have anything in particular that you might be working on that we should know about?
Sure, absolutely. So last year we had a very successful Stuff a Truck event, which, so last Christmas we had, you know, 2 or 3 days. We pulled together the Stuff a Truck that we did at Hannaford's. We ended up donating over $10,000 worth of food to the local food kitchen. And we stood outside for 2 straight days in the snow, in the freezing cold, and just collected goods. And it was the biggest donation that they had received from any organization this season. So that was our big splash, and we're getting ready to do that on December 14th again.
That is huge. That is huge.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a young professional in the area and you don't know where to start, what would you say we do? Should we call you? Should we look up your website? How should we contact you?
So right now, the biggest ways to get in touch with us is people our age, young professionals. They tend to use social media as their outlet. So we have a Facebook page, we have a LinkedIn page. So if you just search Sullivan County Young Professionals, you'll find us. They can reach me, Brandy Blackinton at Claremont Savings Bank, you know, by email, by phone, and just kind of reach out. The Chamber of Commerce can certainly get you in touch with us as well.
That is wonderful. And I want to thank you, Brandy. I want to thank all of the young professionals for their Stuff a Truck event last year. And it's coming up again in December, so make sure you take part to help us fill the local pantries. And if you see some of the young professionals, say thank you for what they do. And if you're in the area, you really should join. It could give you that leg up that you're looking for.